What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlegamia here with some major news in relation to 2K22. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we upload a video. Now, it was revealed earlier this week that Daniel Bryan is unlikely to return to WWE, and it's believed that Bryan will be signing a contract for AEW, which will be groundbreaking for the company, as Bryan is one of the most popular wrestlers of all time. And let's be fair, AEW having him on their roster could take the company to the next level. It's now been led to believe that the reason that Bryan isn't signing a new WWE contract is that he has a strong vision of working in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and his deal with AEW allowed him to do just that. Additionally, with AEW not doing live events currently, this allows Daniel Bryan to spend more time at home whilst not missing any television dates. Now, this huge news was accompanied with the revelation that Bryan may not be alone in signing for AEW. It's also believed that CM Punk may be finally returning to the squared circle by signing a contract for Tony Khan's promotion. It has certainly been a crazy week in the world of professional wrestling, but unfortunately this means bad news for WWE fans, as Bryan will now be banned from all future WWE projects. It was reported that the WWE merchandise department has been informed that Daniel Bryan should not be included in any upcoming merchandise, meaning that Bryan won't be featured in any t-shirts or other licensed material. Now, this will be a huge setback for WWE, as Bryan was one of the WWE's top merchandise sellers, and they will certainly miss the extra revenue that Bryan brought to the company. But in relation to how this impacts WWE 2K22, we do know that there is a lot of pressure on WWE and 2K to make 2K22 one of the greatest WWE games of all time. This comes after the fact that 2K20 was notable for being an absolute disaster, as it had a number of established issues, and at one stage 2K were offering refunds for the game. Due to the reception of the game, there was no 2K21, and 2K decided to skip a year in order for 2K to sort out any issues and to ensure that 2K22 would be the best game it could possibly be. For those eagerly anticipating the release of 2K22, it appears that the roster is changing virtually every single week. Following the recent WWE releases, a number of names who would have already been rendered for the game would have had to have been removed. Now, with Daniel Bryan opting not to re-sign with the WWE, this means that he won't be in 2K22 in any capacity. According to Andrew Zarian from the Mapman podcast, WWE have informed the developers of the game that they shouldn't be including Bryan in 2K22, and any material of him in the game should be removed before release. Zarian added that he learnt this information from a memo that was sent out to all of WWE's licensing partners, so it appears that Bryan is officially done with WWE. Bryan has been featured in every WWE video game release over the past decade, so it'll be a massive change for players to not see Bryan in 2K22, which is set to be released rumored to be released in September this year. All hope for Bryan in a future wrestling game isn't a loss, as it's possible that Bryan could appear in the upcoming AEW video game release. If Bryan debuts within the next few months, it would be very easy for AEW to simply insert the former WWE champion into the game. This would be a huge name for the AEW video game to have on its official roster, and it would certainly help the overall sales of the game. How do you guys feel about Daniel Bryan not being in 2K22? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.